Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Lunch Hour, brought to you by Constant Collab, where we eat, sleep, and breathe finance, news, and everything in between. So if you like finance, news, and crypto, make sure to subscribe. We have a great show lined up for you guys today, so let's dive in. So, like always, we are looking at the overall market cap. We're starting on Coin Market Cap. The overall market for crypto right now, it's back to 2.64 trillion, getting close to 2.65. The overall volume for the day is 133 billion, and Bitcoin dominance has ticked down a little bit more. It's at 43.8%, and so has Ethereum dominance. Ethereum currently is at 19.4. So the alts are probably gaining a little more of the market since Bitcoin and Ethereum dominance are both down. Right now, the overall market is up 2.9%, with Bitcoin at 61,499. It's up 1.4%. Ethereum is still over 4.3. It's at 4,348, up almost 3% for the day. The top 10, they're up. They're green, with Polkadot leading at 14.2%. It's almost at $50. So Polkadot is moving a little bit. That's actually a crypto that I was going to bring up as one of my top 5 alts to keep an eye on in November. Today is November 1st, by the way. So MooNovember is in play. And then Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu's up 6% for the day, back at 717, whatever that number is. I really don't even know. I think that's 700 millionth of a cent. But yeah, I know the top 20, they're pretty green, which is good for the market. So it's a brand new monthly candle, so we shall see where it goes. But let's dive into the news. The very first one that we'll be looking at is the banks tried to kill crypto and failed. Now they're embracing it slowly. So in 2014, as regulators in New York were exploring ways to control Bitcoin, executives at Wall Street biggest banks fretted that regulating cryptocurrency would also legitimize them, and it could threaten the financial industry. So they tried to sow doubt. So, I mean, one of the biggest proponent of this, Jamie Dimon, he's the CEO of JP Morgan Chase. Since Bitcoin's inception, I mean, since before 2014, he's been saying that Bitcoin is useless. There's no point for it. And to this day, even with a $1 trillion market cap, he still says that, he sees no utility in Bitcoin, that it's pointless and worthless. Even as wealthy investors go to him to offer it as a product in his bank. And I believe that he's actually starting to offer it to them, only the wealthy investors that he has. So I think he's slowly moving towards that way. But even to this day, he's very, very negative on crypto. And a lot of people in the crypto community say that he's just doing that in order to buy it at a lower price. So that is something to be seen. I mean, JP Morgan to this day hasn't said anything about owning Bitcoin, or any crypto for that matter. But yeah, this is the truth. I mean, a lot of banks and financial institutions, they've been really negative on Bitcoin, but I mean, it's because Bitcoin is forcing them to change. They're actually, cryptocurrency overall is creating competition between banks and regular people. Just the ability of anybody to be banked on their cellular device or with an internet connection. They're forcing banks to be more competitive, not only with each other but also with another industry. And that goes back to the fact that Coinbase a couple weeks ago, they wanted to offer their investors 4% interest just for holding their crypto on the platform. But unfortunately, the SEC said that couldn't be done, and that they would sue Coinbase. And I still go back to the fact that I think that the SEC did this to protect banks. The banking cartel went to the SEC and they probably said to them like, "Hey, we can't compete with 4%. We can only offer our clients half of a percent, so you have to help us out, please, like do something. So they, the SEC, to protect banks, said to Coinbase, we're going to sue you if you release this. So Coinbase took a step back and they said that they were going to wait a little longer, just so they can, um, get support from the SEC on their new product. But we shall see when they release it, and I really hope that they do. I mean, 4% would be a nice return for anybody, especially if you are just holding, your money in a platform just to keep it there. But let's move on. Next one, Bitcoin mining difficulty increases for 8 times since China ban. It's getting even harder to mine Bitcoin as the network's difficulty has once again increased on Sunday, this time by as much as almost 8% since the last adjustment. According to data from BTC.com, this is the 8th consecutive increase since July and the second biggest since late August, with the difficulty surpassing 21.66 trillion. So in late August, when or in mid-July, when China banned, like their 20th ban of cryptocurrencies, the difficulty plummeted because miners were being kicked out of China, and so it was, the Bitcoin mining rate had to be adjusted. But since then, since China banned Bitcoin, the difficulty has been increasing, which is good for the protection of the network and the hash rate. So that's actually a good thing. That just goes back to show that, cryptocurrency doesn't need any specific country. This is a global thing. And, miners just went from China, and it actually decentralized more where miners were located. They went to other countries in Europe and Southeast Asia. So this is a good thing. It paints a better picture for cryptocurrency as a whole. And yeah, I mean, just crypto is just not for one country. Bitcoin is not just for one country. This is a global thing. And this goes to show that even though China tried to ban it, it just moved to another country. This is a very resilient industry, and it's very fluid. It's very fluid. And then Grayscale parent digital currency group raises another $700 million. Crypto conglomerate Digital Currency Group has raised over $700 million in a round led by two SoftBanks funds, the Wall Street Journal reported earlier today. DCG, as it is known in crypto circles, has businesses spanning from crypto fund provider Grayscale to crypto media outlet CoinDesk to wallet service provider Luno, spanning nearly all major businesses in the niche crypto sector. This was it was founded in 2015 by Barry Silver, and it took us a little over 5 years to reach a market cap of over 10 billion in valuation. That is awesome. So it only took them a little over 5 years to reach a 10 billion valuation. We're the best proxy for investing in the industry, Barry Silver said. In an interview with CNBC, we were looking for two types of backers that could be and hopefully will be with us for on this journey for the next couple decades. Existing investors are selling shares to new backers. The $700 million deal was led by two SoftBank, which included Google's Capital G and Rabbit Capital, among others. The investment also signals new interest by venture capital firms looking for exposure to the digital asset class outside of Bitcoin. So they're just saying that other investment funds are looking for a broader investment into the cryptocurrency venue, and that's something that Grayscale specializes in. Their fund holds everything from Stellar Lumen, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum. I think they own some Link. They did own XRP, but unfortunately, with the SEC lawsuit, they had to get rid of it. They just didn't want to hold something that could be a potential security in their books, so they got rid of it. I'm pretty sure that if XRP were to be declared not a security, they would probably buy it back up, just for the sense that it has a huge potential for growth. And I mean, not financial advice, but if you're willing, if you're able to buy XRP now that the lawsuit's going on, I would recommend doing so just for the fact that it has huge potential if this lawsuit settled with the SEC. So um, if you're going to buy something, you buy when it's down, when it's being kicked by everybody to the side, and then hopefully you can gain the huge potential or the huge gains once everything's settled and everything's cleared out. But with that being said, let's move on. After Bitcoin, speculation rise about Tesla adding Shiba Inu payment option. Keep in mind, this is huge speculation. There hasn't been any word about it, but Elon Musk Tesla is back in the news, flooding the market with the exclusive speculation of Shiba Inu payment options for Tesla. According to Watcher News, the company's website backend payment processing code revealed that Shiba Inu along with Bitcoin was mentioned under the case banner code, which is currently not available for use by the public. Yeah, so somebody literally just looked at the code for Tesla and they saw a banner that said Shiba Inu and Bitcoin, but Shiba Inu could also be Doge because Doge literally is the logo for Doge is a Shiba Inu. So I mean, Elon Musk, he's always been a huge proponent of Dogecoin. That's one of his favorite cryptos. And when they added Bitcoin as a payment option, there were people saying that he should also add Doge. And again, he's been a huge proponent of Doge. So because the banner said Doge doesn't, or because the banner said Shiba Inu doesn't necessarily mean that he was talking about Shiba Inu, the crypto. He could have easily meant Doge, or yeah, Doge. So this is huge speculation. Nobody has said anything about this. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually denies it with a tweet. So that's something to keep in mind. And on other news, let's move on. Bitcoin is ready for an 80% gain in MooNovember after smashing Uptober. So, yeah. October was a month of sweet victories, some historical announcement, and a well-carved all-time high for Bitcoin. Since the month of October has historically been a bullish time for the King coin, the all-time high didn't come as much of a surprise. Now the crucial question remains whether BTC would see a similar upfade in November too. So I think so. I mean, literally the last quarter of the year in a bull cycle tend to be extremely bullish for Bitcoin. I still wholeheartedly believe that Bitcoin will reach 100 to 130K by the end of the bull cycle, and that's going to be the peak. I actually have a video where I will be going more in depth on this. But yeah, I honestly see November being another green month. 80% gain would put Bitcoin at 110. So I don't know. I think that will happen. I don't know if it'll happen by the end of November, but definitely by the end of the bull cycle, I see Bitcoin maxing out at around that level. So we'll see. And talking about a video, so this guy over here, this is Ben Armstrong, one of the owners of BitBoy Crypto. It's one of the biggest communities in the cryptocurrency space. So make sure to follow him. Right there is his Instagram, Twitter, and subscribe to his YouTube. He puts great content out. I'm a huge fan of him. But he had this guy over doing an interview with him. He goes by the Moon. Also make sure to follow him. He's a little more bullish than me and Ben when it comes to Bitcoin. But I'm going to play a little clip of their video just so you guys can listen to what he had to say.
The very, very explosive move towards 10K, 15K, 20K later in this bull cycle when Bitcoin, probably when Bitcoin already topped out or is close to topping out, somewhere between 100K and 300K. Let's say
there's that number I warned my people about. I warned my people about that 300K number.
So one of the questions that one of the viewers asked them about was what the top was going to be for Bitcoin, and the Moon said that he could see it going anywhere from 100 to 300K. That's, first of all, that's a huge gap. I mean, we're talking about a $200,000 gap. So I honestly don't see not this bull cycle, at least I don't see Bitcoin going to $300,000. I think that's just a little too extreme. The volume is not there currently. Only like 5 to 10% of the world population is in crypto. Maybe in the next bull cycle in the next 4 to 5 years, it could reach 300, 400K, but not this one. I mean, we're just not there yet. The volume is not there. But I'm on the Bitboy crypto side. I honestly see it going to 100 to 130, and that's going. If you look at the 2017 bull market, where the actual close of the monthly candle was, I think it was around 11. It was 11 to 14,000, depending on which exchange you look. But if you 10x that, it puts you 110 to 140. So that's my number. I'm 10xing that number that I saw in the previous bull cycle. And this guy, he's saying 300K. I mean, he was also talking about making Bitcoin the reserve currency of the world, and reaching 10 million per token. That's extremely bullish. That's it. Literally everything goes right for crypto. The US go into hyperinflation, of 1,200, 1,500%. And then all countries line up and they make Bitcoin the global currency of the world. And I'm like, literally everything has to go right for that to happen. And as of today, I really don't see it. I see 110 to 140 Bitcoin this bull cycle. Then maybe you 5x that next bull, and that's a $500,000, $550,000 price target per Bitcoin. I see that as being a more realistic one. Could Bitcoin reach 1 million per token? Absolutely. But that will not happen for the next 10 to 15 years. And at that point, we're talking about every financial institution allocating at least 3% of their fund into cryptocurrency, mainly Bitcoin, and more countries utilizing it as legal tender and putting it in their reserves, just like as El Salvador did, how Brazil is talking about doing. But currently, a $10 million Bitcoin, not in my books, not anytime soon if it were to happen. And again, literally countries have to be major economies have to be collapsing for that to happen. But that's an argument that he's making. And hey, would I take a $300,000 Bitcoin this bull cycle? Hell yeah, I would. But as a realistic, not in my books, not right now at least. But yeah, no, I would definitely take it. But moving on to another interesting one. Talking about $500,000 Bitcoin, Cathie Wood's 500K Bitcoin call is already happening. How to ride the wave to 500,000. Cathie Wood isn't afraid to make bold predictions. Back in early 2018, the owner of ARK Invest said Tesla shares would go from 300 to 4,000 within 5 years, a potential upside of 1,200%. Yet Tesla hit the target early. This January, Tesla shares surged past the 800 mark, or 4,000 on a split adjusted basis. If we're right in the companies, just like I mentioned, if the companies were to allocate 5% of their funds into Bitcoin, we believe that the price would tenfold from today's price, which was 45,000 at the time that she said that, to 500,000. But again, that's what I mentioned. We're talking about institution allocating 5% of their funding to Bitcoin. And yeah, if financial institutions in the US were to do that, or around the world, I mean, Bitcoin could go to 1 million easily. But a lot of companies are still very skeptical about cryptocurrencies overall, including Bitcoin. Banks right now, they're very, they're nervous when it comes to cryptocurrency, especially, since it's still very volatile. So I don't, in the next 5 to 8 years, $500,000 Bitcoin, absolutely. I think so. I mean, she's not wrong when it comes to that. I don't think she put a time period when she made this call. I think she just said that it could hit, 500,000. And, Cathie Wood, she's not in a rush to get a $500,000 Bitcoin. I mean, her fund is pretty much in tech and growth companies, so she's doing pretty well. And she had a huge bet on Tesla, so her fund is doing great. But a $500,000 Bitcoin easily in the next 5 to 8 years, absolutely. I'm on that camp. But a $300,000 Bitcoin this bull cycle by December, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. And then DOJ, SEC, and the CFTC form a strategy to curb crypto-related crimes. I mean, that's their job. That's to be expected. Top government attorneys from leading regulatory agencies have outlined their plans to curb digital currency-related crimes. Officials from the Security and Exchange Commission, the Department of Justice, and the Commodity Futures Trading Commission were among those present at the American Bar Association's annual Institute on White-Collar Crime in Miami. Crypto crime was high on the list of topics the officials talked about. According to a Law 360 report, curbing crypto crime was high on the list of topics the officials talked about. So, cybersecurity crimes and, hackers and stuff like that, they're definitely brought cryptocurrency to the forefront of regulators. And a lot of people, they say that, cryptocurrencies are a way to circumvent, sanctions by other government, or that's how ransomware hackers and whatnot get paid. But what many people don't understand, I should say, is the fact that every transaction that happens on the blockchain is trackable. Like, everybody can see it. So, multiple exchanges that have been hacked and cryptocurrency has been taken from them, those addresses, they get blacklisted right away. And those individuals are not able to spend that crypto, or it's very difficult for them. And in many situations, FBI and law enforcement, they have been able to recover stolen funds. Like the hackers, they got paid in Bitcoin. I think they made close to 80 million from the gas pipeline, like the whole thing that happened a couple months ago. I think the FBI was able to recover 75% of all that Bitcoin. Why? Because that's on the blockchain, and they're able to, track those addresses. And as soon as those funds move, they can see it. So you become a huge target as soon as your address is used. And it's easier to track individuals on the blockchain than it's easier to track cash. And a lot of people, they try to make the argument, oh, Bitcoin is used for illegal things and this and that. Yeah, sure. But it's still, to this day, the US dollar is the most used currency when it comes to illegal activities. So trying to make that argument that cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin and this and that, it's highly used for crimes. I'm like, okay, sure. You can make that argument. It's a legitimate argument. But is it really, is that really the case? But yeah, no, they were obviously U.S. regulators got together and they were talking about it at a convention. So, I mean, that's their job. That's to be expected. And so on XRP news, XRP lawsuit, judges seal evidence that could prove SEC lied to the court. Judge Sarah Netburn has ruled in favor of Ripple's request to seal Exhibits A and B containing the defendant's response to the SEC submission of 3 additional documents for the in-camera review. So just to give you some background, Ripple was trying to get some documents for the SEC to bring into their discovery. The SEC said that those documents had privileged material used by the SEC for agency decision making, the decision making procedures and stuff like that. So it was under privilege protection. And then the SEC, the Ripple, argued that those documents could help them, have a better case. So the SEC asked for the judge to seal those documents. Ripple agreed to them. But apparently those documents had information that proved that the SEC lied to the court. I mean, there's a lot of sketchy stuff going on in the SEC. I'm not here. I don't know the whole background information. I'm not going to try to pretend that I do. But I honestly think that the SEC in the last couple of years, they've been, trying to help their friends in the banking cartel and the banking institutions from cryptocurrencies, and they're definitely not leveling the playing field when it comes to cryptocurrencies. They're picking and choosing winners and losers, especially when it comes to Bitcoin and Ethereum. You know, they said that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities; they're commodities. But and then the other 12,000 cryptocurrencies, they just left them alone. You know, they didn't draft regulation. They didn't do. They're literally suing as they go. So Ripple, with a $10 billion market cap, they were like, okay, you're gonna sue us. We're gonna battle it in court. And hey, I stand by it 100%. I've owned XRP since mid 2016, and I haven't sold a single one. So I'm happy that they're, you know, taking it to the court and letting the court decide. And what people don't understand is that once this is over, XRP, at least in the US, it's going to have clarity, whether it's a security or not. If it's a security, they play by securities law. And at the end of the day, they're still going to be able to carry their business out, whether it's outside of the US or the US is also included. I mean, they're still doing, they've grown exponentially, you know, this past year, even with this lawsuit going on. Just imagine what's going to happen when it's over and they have clarity all around the globe. I mean, their returns are going to be insane. So, hey, you know, let them fight it out. I really take their time. I don't care. A lot of people were on Twitter and YouTube, they were complaining, you know, that the lawsuit got pushed to March, May of next year. I'm like, I don't care. It's gonna have to end at some point. I mean, it really doesn't matter when it ends to me. I'm in no rush. So let them fight it out. I'm gonna continue reporting on it. Here soon, one of my peers, one of my friends and colleagues, he just became a lawyer, and he's catching up on his XRP and what's going on with the lawsuit. We're gonna have him here, and we're gonna ask him some questions, how he see it going and what he expects the future to be, and I'm really excited for that. So as soon as we have that lined up, you know, we're gonna bring him on and we're gonna talk about it. Really excited for that, like I said. But yeah, no, let him fight it out. Really doesn't matter to me. But with that being said, that is the last article, the last news report that I have for you guys. But I do want to talk to you guys about this. 5 altcoins to watch this month. Gonna go briefly over this. These are great projects, and I think that they have huge potential. They list here Polkadot. I'm a huge fan of Polkadot. According to the crypto trader, Polkadot is in an uptrend trend against Bitcoin, as the pair continues to print higher highs and higher lows on the daily chart. So Polkadot, keep that one in mind. Atom, Cosmos Atom, that's also a great project. I think it has potential to do great this bull cycle in November, December. Curve, I'm really not extremely familiar when it comes to Curve. But he says here, another coin the trader's radar is Curve, the governance token of stable, focused, decentralized exchange, Curve Finance. So that's just a governance token. I think it's one that it's a great project. It's been around for a while, so keep your eyes open for that one. And then Link, Chainlink. Again, another great project. I think it's a good one to invest in, you know. And this, we're not talking about like Dogecoin and Shiba and Floki. These are great projects, you know, that they've been around for a while. They have great backing. They have people actually developing products and other companies partnering with them. So keep Chainlink in mind. And the last one is Graph. This is an altcoin. This one is fairly new. It is under $1. And I honestly see it going to at least $5 this bull cycle, $5. So keep in mind, and you know, take all of this, you know, with a grain of salt. Nobody ever knows what's going to happen in the crypto market, and do your own research. You know, just because I mention it here doesn't mean that it's going to moon. So do your own research. You know, ask around, ask other YouTubers, leave comments. You know, ask questions. and that is, the top 5 that this crypto trader is looking at for the month of November. So he's prominent. He has over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and he apparently knows what he's doing, and people listen to him when he speaks. But at the end of the day, just do your own research. That's all I can recommend. And that's the last one. And I hope you guys have a great day. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Tonight, Brian will be on Crypto After Dark. So I think he's airing between 8 and 9 p.m. And we are going to cover the metaverse. So he's going to talk about metaverse projects and what to look at when investing in the metaverse. So yeah, tune in for Crypto After Dark today between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We look forward to seeing you guys tonight. Have a good one.